Hi everyone, welcome to the A to Z Analytics channel, where I plan to share my knowledge of data analytics and business intelligence through Microsoft Excel and Tableau. I hope you enjoy this video and learn something valuable. If you hit the subscribe button and enable notifications, you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded, which I'll be doing on a weekly basis. Today I would like to show you two functions of Excel, vLookup and hLookup. It is not uncommon to use values from elsewhere in your worksheet, workbook, or another workbook. If we know the value's location, we can reference them directly. However, at times you may want to use values from a table based on other selections. This is where vLookup and hLookup can be used. If we have a table which contains price data for a number of products, we may want to look up that price when we know the product of interest. Here I have created a table with a list of fruit and their prices. Near to that I have cells named fruit and price. Below the fruit I have entered the name of a piece of fruit, in this case orange, and in the cell below price I have placed my vLookup. This looks up the price of the fruit based on the entry in the adjacent cell. The syntax for this is equals vLookup, the lookup value, the lookup range, the column to return the result from, and an optional parameter. If I press F2, so for my formula I have equals vLookup, D10, the fruit I wish to look up in the table, the range of data containing the list of fruit and prices in D3 to E6, and the column index number 2, which is the second column of the range D to E, and the optional parameter false. If we look at the helper box below my formula, we can see that the optional parameter is the range lookup. We know it's optional as it is shown in the square brackets. We have the option of true, approximate match, or false, exact match. The default, if you omit to add this, is true, which may not return the desired result. So in the majority of cases, I would use false to ensure an exact match is used. If you're going to use true, then the data will need to be sorted, as if it fails to find an exact match, the closest result will be returned. One example of when you may want to return an approximate match is if you are looking up tax rates based on salary. It would be a lengthy and probably impossible to create a table with all the possible salaries that may exist. Therefore, you could create a table with the upper banding limit aligned to the tax rates and look up the tax rates in this table. Again, it is important to ensure the values are ordered smallest salary to largest and using the upper banding number. I have a quick hint for you for finding the column number. So one of the difficulties of using these lookup functions is working out the column number required, especially when you are working with large tables. With the table range known, if you select the cell on the left and drag until the column you require is selected, the number of columns will appear in the name box. If you look to the name box in the top left, you will see that it shows 1R by 2C. This information is the number of rows selected by the number of columns. In my case, I have selected 2 columns, 2C, and 2 would be the index if I wanted to find the price. You can also use this method for hLookup if you drag the other way, and for R. 4 would be the row if I wanted orange. The result currently being returned is 75 cents, which is the price of orange as shown in the table here. If I change the fruit to be apple, the result returned will be 50 cents, again as shown in the table. The formula has looked at the fruit, recognise that it is in the second row of the table, and return the result from column E, 50 cents. So there are some limitations of vLookup and hLookup. One of those limitations is that vLookup cannot look to the left to find values, i.e. it couldn't tell us which fruit we had if we knew its price. That doesn't seem like a big deal here, but could impact other datasets and how you can apply the lookups. Imagine the dataset had the barcodes for each fruit type on the left, as this is how the data is extracted from a database. We wouldn't be able to look up the barcode for a given fruit and may need to rearrange our data or duplicate the fruit column. This way we could find barcode by fruit and in another case find fruit using the barcode. You also need to be cautious where duplicate values occur in the lookup column. If in my fruit example there were 2 different apples listed with different prices for different apple varieties, vLookup would return the first result in the table. In its standard form as described above, vLookup can only search based on a single criteria. For example, it's common to look up people by names, but many people have the same name or last name, which may mean you want to look up the result using both of these criteria combined. One workaround is to use a column which contains these criteria combined. I'll be making a video in the future on some more advanced uses of vLookups, so please subscribe if you would like to watch that. hLookup works similarly to vLookup, although rather than looking in rows, it looks in columns. hLookup works similarly to vLookup, although it is for data that is orientated the other way around. And the syntax for that is each equals hLookup, lookup value, lookup range, row to return result, and the optional parameter. Here we can see my table has a single row but multiple columns. hLookup will determine the column to return the value from based on the data in cell D9. So in my example, hLookup will return a value from D3 to F4, row 2, based on the data in cell D9. In this case, it says supplier 2. If we update this to supplier 1, the price will change to 50 cents, as per the table. To overcome some of these limitations, there is another function being rolled out called xLookup. I will do a video on that once released for the version of Excel I run. It was initially released for Office 365. However, another more powerful alternative is to use a combination of index and match, which is my next video in this series. These can be used to create more powerful lookups, which negate some of the issues found with vLookup and hLookup. I will leave a link in the description to that video. I would encourage you to practice all methods, given how commonly used vLookups are. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learnt from it. I'd be grateful if you could hit the like button to give the video a thumbs up, as it really helps spread the word. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe so you can be notified of when more videos are uploaded. You'll also find more videos if you head over to my channel. If you have any questions, feedback or topics you would like covered, then please leave a comment below and I will respond. I love feedback and learning from others. All the best, Aaron.